Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Amy.
Our project is called Mind, Body, and Soul, the Nature of Well-Being, and this podcast is just one small piece of the overall project. We are making a documentary that follows our hike on the Continental Divide Trail that will explore how spending time in nature affects a person's mental, physical, and spiritual well-being.
We are guinea pigs in a sense because we will be documenting our own experiences and recording changes that we find. Along the way, we are interviewing people about their experiences in nature to see how they have been affected.
Much of the benefits that come from being in nature are subjective, and therefore hard to measure in a quantifiable way. That's why we have turned to recording stories as a way to distribute this knowledge. Since the beginning of human culture, we have compressed valuable information into stories, and that's how we have shared wisdom throughout the generations.
We hope that the stories we gathered during this project will help spread some of the wisdom that can be found in the wilderness. Episode 24, Part 2 of 2, an interview with Dyana Carmella. Welcome back to Part 2 of our conversation with Dyana. If you haven't listened to Part 1 yet, we highly recommend starting there to hear how Dyana's story began. In this episode, we pick up where we left off, diving deeper into Dyana's transformative journey on the Pacific Northwest Trail. From trail magic to personal breakthroughs, Dyana shares more of what made this hike such a life-changing experience. To learn more about Dyana, we will leave links in the description where you can find her website, podcast, and more.
I think when you talked about your past life, you lived in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to that realization? Like, what kind of feelings did you have out there that made you think that?
I think it was silence. Weirdly, I chose the PNT because I wanted to be alone. I didn't want to see anybody. I mean, my longest day, I went 6 days without seeing a person, and it was that being completely comfortable in silence within myself. And it was during the Satan Wilderness where I had a lot of there was a burn section, so you didn't even hear trees rustle. There were no leaves. There was nothing on the trees. It was dead silent, and I was completely okay. That would scare the piss out of most people, being in that kind of silence. There wasn't even a flight path. I didn't even see planes. I was alone, and I felt totally fine. And it's weird I would feel that fine growing up in Los Angeles, spending my life in a city and going to school up by San Francisco. I went to San Jose State. I'm constantly in cities, but being out there like that and being totally fine. And yeah, I think it was that. It was just in the silence, being comfortable in the silence, with nothing. Most people would freak out, but it just came very naturally. And I wasn't scared of animals, weirdly. Like, tons of grizzlies in that whole area. In the beginning, the first 3 days, I was a little freaked out, but then all of a sudden it just started clicking. And the first 3 days when I would hear a noise, like a twig break, okay, where's my bear spray? Where's my knife? Oh my God, I gotta kill something right now. And I would like literally like be unzipping my tent and be like a deer like pissing out the side of my tent, And I was screaming, Jordan, what is it, Jordan? What is it, Jordan? I couldn't even get words out. To maybe 2 weeks later, when I heard in the middle of the night, one night I heard a ton of activity. And I just opened my eyes and I was like, oh my God, not again. And I took my knife and I took my bear spray, unzipped my tent, went out, and was like literally like, what the hell is going on? And it was a bunch of rats building a fort by my head, and I thought it was a baby bear. But I became very fearless, very fast, and obsessed with finishing. And yeah, I just adapted very quickly. I think maybe quicker than most people. Yeah. That's why I think in another life, I lived in the woods.
Did it feel familiar to you once you get out there?
Yes.
That was something that I noticed for me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is kind of what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
Or like, at least this is like the place that we evolved in, and this is what our bodies are kind of adapted for.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was a realization that I had pretty early on.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. As human beings, we're made to walk. We're made to be in the woods. That's where we come from. It's like, why do dogs have instincts? We tell them, like, don't bark, like this, but that's their instincts. As human beings, we're not made to live on top of each other in cities, trying to build the next app on our computer screens and this whole world. We're not made for that. We're forcing ourselves into that. And you wonder why people are depressed and why people have a hard time in life and how they feel like they're not themselves. And, it's like, go out in the woods, and then come back and tell me, but most people are fearful because they grew up in cities. They grew up with this. They're scared of that because it's unknown. But really, it's home. It's home. Being out there is home. And thru-hikers, I've talked to a lot of thru-hikers, and they all say the same thing. They're their best selves when they're out there. And they come back and problems are not the same. People blow up problems out here. I had to survive for 2.5 months, I come back here and I had a girlfriend worried about, oh my God, I can't get this nail polish because the store is closed. It's not going to match my dress for the party on Saturday. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is some serious shit. What are you going to do? The world just might end, and problems are different. And yeah, I don't know. We're made to be out there. It's just, yeah, like I said, thru-hiking is new. It's still new, especially for women. I don't see my mother thru-hiking. I don't see my grandmother thru-hiking. It's this new thing and it's exciting. And I hope more women embrace it, because we all focus on, like, well, there's some men out there. You got to take care of yourself. Yeah, but teach them how to take care of themselves. Don't scare them so they don't go. It's like, teach them. Like, I was unfamiliar with how to deal with animals, so I learned. And then I'm not fearful of it because I know. Educate yourself. Don't just not do it because you're scared. If you're scared of something, dive into it, educate yourself, get so smart on it where you're so comfortable, and go out and do it and become a professional at it, and then inspire a new generation not to be fearful. It's like I get really angry when people are, scared. It's like, education will save you, know what to do. I knew what to do. And so that made me fearless. And then I just became obsessed with finishing. But yeah, I think it is, as human beings, we're made to be out there in the wild. Yeah, and thru-hiking strips you. It strips you down physically and mentally. It strips you down to your true self. It gets rid of everything, all that baggage, and it just rips it out, and then it injects you back into the world a more powerful person, I think. And you're able to live the rest of your life knowing you did something so challenging, and all the rest of your challenges don't seem like much because you did a thru-hike, And yeah, that's what I always tell people. Go live in the woods. But also too, when I did Mount Whitney a couple years ago, I met this gentleman who was doing the Pacific Crest Trail. And I asked him, why are you doing the Pacific Crest Trail? And he said, because he would go on weekend trips and then it would be over in 2 days and he would get ripped out and put back in the real world. You can't go out in the wilderness for 2 days, 3 days, because that's how long it takes to get acclimated. Go out for a week. If you can, go out for a month. 30 days is a great amount of time to really get a feel for it. But the first 2 days, I hate the first 2 days. You're out of shape, you're fat, you can't move, your pack's a million pounds because all this food. It's horrible the first 2 days. People go out for 2 days and they say, why does anybody do this for fun? Go out for longer. In your lifetime, go out for longer. Experience what it's like to live out there, because that's where we belong.
Yeah, I always think it takes at least 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And after that, then you're kind of, at least for me, my mind slows down, kind of moving more at the pace of how things happen in nature.
Yeah.
Living in society, I get fast-paced and kind of like frantic and like things need to happen right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
things just kind of slow down and you just relax a little bit.
Yeah.
And it also helps to be a little bit physically exhausted too. I think that's part of the process.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's like people are, like I said, this whole generation, this new generation, there's anxiety out the yin yang, depressed, addiction to self-suffering. And it's the fast-paced world. I mean, our human beings, our bodies, our minds, we really weren't made for this. You know, we're slow creatures compared to other animals out there. Like, you know, and being out there and having to force yourself to slow down, and then all of a sudden you start to adapt to it, and then you feel like this is life. This is how it should be. You know, it shouldn't be that hustle, 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 you know, wake up and just work and work. And it should be, the world right now, look at, we're all working our asses for money, something that's man-made, made up, you know? It's this stupid piece of paper. That's what we're all killing ourselves for, you know? It's this, men just, yeah. I blame a lot on human beings, but yeah, I want people to give it up and get out there. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know where this addiction to self-suffering came from? This is like kind of a new term that I haven't heard people talk about too much, but I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think a lot of people are doing that. Do you know kind of what happened with you that led to that?
I think I was a guy. That was probably like the number one thing. I'm not going to say his name. You know who you are. I think feeling not good enough in this person's eyes. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't adventurous enough. I wasn't this, I wasn't that. I was a girl in LA. I was a journalist in LA that worked in Los Angeles, going to all the parties and traveling and writing and talking to big directors and producers. I was living in that world. And I didn't feel like myself in that world. Everyone in LA is artificial. It's hard to make friends in this town. Being injected that and being in a hurricane of that every single day, you just feel not yourself, and you just keep digging yourself deeper and deeper into the hole the longer you're in it. And then I knew I loved the outdoors, but I think it was a guy that I met that really kind of pulled out my love for the outdoors. And I think he thought I couldn't even go on an overnighter. I didn't have it in me. I was too girly, maybe. I'll show you, buddy. I was too girly. Yeah, I just wasn't made for that, you know. And then, but I knew I was, you know, and I was mad at myself because I wasn't doing anything about it. You know, I knew I could do it. I knew I could be successful, but at through hiking, at pushing myself in that way, but I wasn't doing anything about it, and it was crushing me inside. And obviously financial, like I just wasn't making enough money. I didn't think I was pretty enough. I didn't think I was good enough for really anything. You know, I felt like worthless. You know, I think everybody in their life maybe feels that way at some point, worthless. Like I wasn't worth anything to anybody except my mother and my father. Yeah, I felt like I wasn't contributing. I felt like I was my mind and my body were very disconnected. Be present. Being present will save you, but what does that mean? You know, like what does that truly mean when you're living in a fast-paced city where everything's go, 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 go? You don't have time to be present, you know? So yeah, I think that addiction to self-suffering was, I didn't know, I was lost. I had no direction. I didn't know what to do. I felt worthless. You know, I think a lot of people feel that way, especially in this day and age. People don't know what to do with themselves. So it was that deep level of worthlessness. And then being locked in the freezer was probably the culminating moment of I literally cannot do anything. I cannot do anything right, you know?
It's very symbolic, being locked in a cold,
completely
dark
locked.
place.
Yeah. Yeah, I was literally like, and it was it's a freezer, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. I was in the best way I can say it, I was in a box, like, I'm 5'11", I'm very tall. I was literally in a 5'5" box, hunched over, and there's no exit. And I'm like I'm stuck. I'm completely stuck. I don't know how to get out of this box, you know? And so, for me, the only way to get out of that box is to push myself past. I gave up. You know, in my mind, and this is getting really deep, in my mind, I was at such a low point. I mean, getting mauled by a bear was not nearly as painful as how I was feeling mentally. And so when people say, and that's very dark, but that's it. You know, like having to fight off a bear, dude, I would totally do that any day than be in that box that I was. I was in a hard box, you know? So I think going out there and hiking, it's easy, you know? There was nothing I feared. I already went through my worst fear, is being stuck like that, you know? So, yeah. So like, come on, bear! Oh my God, that's funny.
I think there were times in my life where I had similar feelings, where it's kind of like it doesn't really matter what happens to me, like it's all kind of meaningless. What's the point anyway?
Yeah. And I had this, every time I talk about this, I literally start bawling, so I'm gonna really try to not cry my eyes out. But I think the pivotal moment in my existence was that made me feel like you are worth so much more than you ever imagined. I spent the last 6 days on the PNT. I was hiking in rain. It was the coast of Washington, misty. I was sick. I was starving. I had trench foot. I had blisters on my toes that were like massive. I was in so much physical, I was exhausted. I got the night before I finished, I was sitting on the beach and I was drinking some wine in a can, and the clouds parted and the sun came out and it illuminated the water. It illuminated the water. And I stood up and I walked out to the water. I was alone, completely alone. I walked out to the water, and I had just finished something I feared. Like, it was scary. Doing a hike like that is scary. I had just did it. That person in the box, I don't know who that was. I wasn't her anymore. I was this person that I created. I'm this new, I'm not that Dyana Carmella. I'm this Dyana Carmella. And I was this fearless woman. You know, and I looked out over the ocean and I felt like it was mother, nature, God, however you want to say it. And the sun started flickering because the clouds were kind of moving through it, and it was flickering. And it was the first time I'd seen sun in six days. And I felt like she was saying like, you did it. You are, oh my God, I'm so crying. Like, you are worth so much. You're worth so much, you know? And it was just me and her. And it's like, you are worth so much, and you could do anything. You just did something not a lot of people are going to do in this lifetime. Like, you can do anything. Like, you know, you're not that girl in the freezer, in the box. Like, that person is gone. She's completely gone. And I just said, like, I wrote a letter to the PNT. It's on my YouTube channel. It's probably my favorite video. It's only 3 minutes, but I wrote a letter and I said, thank you. Like, you changed my world. This trail changed my world. You changed my world for looking after me. And yeah, so I don't even know who that person was, you know? I don't know who that is in the box. So when I hear other people's stories, especially women who are like, I feel trapped and I don't know what to do and I don't know what to do, I was like, just pick something, anything, just go do it. Give it your all. Just give it your all. You know, nothing is going to hold you back except yourself. You're the only one that is going to hold yourself back. But yeah, and I have a photo of myself that I took of myself kind of in that moment. I put it on like a video mode and then I took a screenshot. But I have this picture of myself with my arms out along the coast. And I really want to get tattooed somewhere, but that's weird. But it's my favorite picture of all time in the history of photos that I've taken, photos that other people have taken. Because in that moment, that was the moment where I could do anything. Like, I can do absolutely anything. Yeah.
I think the moment that I felt like I was worth something, I was probably like 27, 32 now. And I have just dealt with really heavy depression my whole life. And I would do drugs, I would drink, and I was so depressed and so numb to the whole world that I did not feel the effects of drugs or alcohol. I was so numb.
Yeah.
So numb. And the more that I did them, I knew the more that I would not be here anymore if I keep going down this path.
Yes.
It just made me feel like I didn't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
So numb. And I had such bad anxiety, and I didn't know it at the time. I didn't have no idea. I thought that that was just how normal life was. And I developed this syndrome that they had never figured out, but it's now gone. I would just be sitting down, and the whole world would just start spinning. Like,
Wow.
everything would spin. It would be like you got spins when you were drunk or something like. But I wasn't drunk, and it wasn't. I don't know what they call it now, but it's there's crystals in your ear, and it gives you the ability to know, like, if you're standing upright or if you're laying down.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that. Like, they did so many tests on me, but I went to the doctor for that, and she was like, "We're going to address this head issue, but after that, we're going to address your anxiety." And I'm like, "I don't have anxiety. I'm fine." And like, I didn't realize it at the time, but like, I would not be able to sit still. Like, I would just be standing up, I would sit down, my legs would cross, and like, she's like, "You just need to sit still."
Maybe
and I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" And she was just like, "You have anxiety." And I was just like, "No, this is normal. I'm fine. Everything's fine." And and she put me on depressant pills and anxiety pills, and I was completely against it. Completely against it. But in reality, it changed my life. I became really calm, and like, I would look back at how I was back then. I was like, "Holy fuck, dude. Like, life is so much different now." But like, a month after she put me on the correct pills, because it obviously takes the right pill because there's chemicals in your brain that aren't working right, and I don't know. But I was in a 12-year relationship with this man, and we were very toxic for each other. Very toxic for each other. Not just him to me, but I was to him as well. And I remember in a fight, I was like, I deserved better. I deserved better. And I never felt that in my life, ever. And he was just like, "You do, but I can't provide you with that." And I was just like, "I'm done." So I walked away from this 12-year relationship. And then a month later, I quit my job that I worked at for 7 years. Because they also, I felt, were like, they were using me and abusing me. And like, I was a supervisor, and I had the biggest team at that company, and we were killing it, and I was getting paid the least amount, and I was just like, I learned that, and I was just like, this is not right. This is not right. And I went into where they do your reviews and stuff, and I was like, if I go into this review and I'm not getting a raise, I told my boss this, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And he came up to me to get me for the review, and I was just like, "How's it gonna go?" And he was like, "Let's just go get this done." I was like, "Sounds like I'm gonna quit." And we go in there, and his boss is there as well, and he was just like, "You're not getting a raise. We're gonna take you away from your job, and we're gonna put you back on a production." And I was just like, "I'm done."
Oh my God.
And the look on his face, like, he was not expecting that at all. And I was done.
Wow.
And after I did those two things, I'd probably been the happiest person in my whole life I've ever been.
In the moment, it's very tough, but once it's...
I mean, like, in that moment, it was tough, but like, that night, it was just like, this is amazing. I feel so good. Like, I found my self-worth. And it was amazing. It was that pivotal moment in my life of, and it sucks that pills got me there, and I think eventually that I won't have to take them anymore. And I was super against pills my whole life. Like, I was super against it. You don't need that. Just go into the woods. You'll be fine. But I don't think that anymore.
Good. I think, too, a lot has to do with, and people usually get mad when I say this, but when somebody is suffering, you won't stop until you've had enough. And when somebody continues to self-sabotage, suffer, whatever, you haven't had enough.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep doing it until you've had enough.
Yeah.
When you've had enough, I had enough. Getting locked in that freezer, I had enough.
I think you have to find your rock bottom.
You have to find bottom.
Yeah.
And so I have some friends where no matter what I say, they're like, no, you don't understand. You understand. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
When you hit rock bottom,
You'll know.
I hope everybody hits rock bottom, because that's how you'll find what you're really made of.
Yeah.
You know, and through hiking is if you feel that urge, if you feel you can do it, I always say, get out there, buddy.
Yeah.
Get a bag and just start. Don't make any plans. Just start. Just get to the start and start walking. All fall into place. But yeah, for you didn't hit rock bottom yet. And I think maybe, then you realize it. And I think I've had enough self-suffering.
Yeah.
I think I'm done.
Yeah. It's definitely a pattern I have, though, and I think it'll take time to get out of it for sure, because I've lived with it for 27 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alex has even called me out on it on the trail recently.
Really?
He was just like, I think you're so used to, I think you use it the same way that you say it. How do you say it again?
Addiction to self-suffering.
Yeah, he says that you're self-suffering. You're so used to self-suffering, or however you...
Yeah, I think I was saying that your subconscious belief that you deserve something.
Yeah.
So that you seek out any opportunity to suffer when there isn't any sometimes.
I mean, I thought to myself, well, I messed up this life. In my next life, I'll do better. And and I was like, why was I thinking that?
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to start doing better right now.
Yeah.
I have a life to live, And but that's ultimately, you just have to, when you've had enough, then you've had enough.
Yeah.
But
We better let her out.
should we try? Yeah. Let's try. Oh my God. Sheesh. Come on, you be good. You be good. Come get me, kids. Oh my God, that was a long answer though. But
Let me see, I haven't even looked at the questions yet.
yeah, so when somebody says like, "Oh, how was the PNT?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it was great."
Yeah.
And it's like, but when somebody asks me that, "Oh, how was the PNT?" It's like a million things cross my mind, but all that comes out is, "Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was fun."
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. But people don't.
Very broad question.
Yeah. How was the PNT? Did you have fun? Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I met some people. Yeah, it was good.
Yes, I tell people that it has a lot of ups and downs.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how I
Yeah.
sum it for them.
Lots of ups and literally with hills and mentally and yeah.
I realized recently, a lot of people when you talk about thru hiking, they think that it's a vacation. They think that it's like, oh, you're not working, you're like going on a hike. It's like this like pleasure activity.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just don't understand what it is or what it's even supposed to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, people must be nice. Must be nice. I got that a lot. Must be nice. You don't have a care in the world. I said, no, I have a lot of cares in the world. That's why I'm out here. Yeah. People, yeah. Money is a big thing too. How do you afford it? And it is true. You got to save. I want to do the Tay Arrow. That's going to cost me $10,000. Plane ticket's going to be $2,000. That's expensive. Gear is expensive. The lighter weight you go, the more money. The more money it is. It's expensive to thru hike, but the gear is what was for me. It was a lot of money. I had to get the Garmin. I had to do all that. But I just saved. I knew I had 8 months to save. So yeah. But.
For me, once I made the decision to do the PNT, I didn't have enough money to do it, but I'm like, I'm going to do it, and I'll make it work, like with that whatever money that I have.
Yeah.
And then opportunities kind of just like came into my life to earn the money that I needed. It was really interesting how that happened.
It is weird how that happens.
And that seems to happen with any time you like really make up your mind. The opportunities to do that thing start to come into your life, and it's a matter of just taking them or not.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And Jim Carrey, the comedian, always said, ask the universe and for something. If you want something, ask the universe for it. I truly believe that. Even doing the PNT, I didn't have enough money either. And I was like, man, I just need a little bit more money, and I think I could pull it off. And I think a week later, I was offered a job that would cover the exact amount I needed. And it was just weird. And that's how a lot happens to me in life. It just works out that way. But yeah, just think positively and ask and and receive. Be okay with accepting help. Like we talked about, it's tough, but yeah.
A lot of people say the trail provides, but I think of it even deeper of Mother Earth provides.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, don't just stick it to the trail.
The
Because
trail doesn't do much.
it's in this everyday life. You just gotta live it and feel it and know how to get there.
Exactly. Yeah. And it is a big thing too with thru hiking is you have to let go. You have to let go. If you want to control everything, you are going to have a horrible time. You're not going to hit your camps. You're not, you've got to let go, and you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Embrace being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Are they okay? It's not my dog, right? Okay. I just want to make sure.
She wants to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, your dogs are fast. Denali's like, I can't even keep up with this madness that's happening right now. Oh my God, that's crazy.
How they keep up with what they're doing. They'll crash sometimes.
Oh my God.
Somebody's gonna go in the pool.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Hey, you guys.
Do they know how to swim?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like swimming that much, but they can do it.
They can do it.
Yeah.
They can like doggy paddle.
Yeah.
When I cross rivers and stuff, Minnow has absolutely no problem crossing the river by herself.
Okay.
But when I'm like, go swimming, she's just like, you go swimming.
Yeah.
I don't want to go swimming.
Oh yeah. You, mama, go on.
Echo! Don't drink pool water.
I love how, oh man, it just listens to you. Denali. Oh wait, she came. She never comes. Denali never comes when I call her. The one time. Good job, Denali. Way to make me not look bad.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Okay, I think we're getting near the end of the questions.
Am I answering them okay?
You're doing great.
Okay, good.
You're doing amazing.
Because I can literally go on, and I'm trying to cap it out.
It's
Because
good.
I know you guys gotta go through all this footage.
These real life stories from the trail, I think, really illustrate a lot of what we're trying to explore.
Yeah.
And you have some really good examples of this
I'm
stuff.
just trying to help people see what you can get out of it, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It might be scary, but there's a million amazing things that will come out of it.
Oh, absolutely. Even you deal with challenges on a thru hike, like your water sources. You got a lot to think about, But even coming back into the real world and working, and right now I'm shooting a project which is causing me a lot of. I have to make decisions very quickly. I have to decide on things, and I can decide easier, and I'm tougher, and people come to me and they ask me questions like, Dyana, should we do this or should we do this? And I was like, well, let's do this. Dyana in the freezer would have been like, I don't know, and sort of panicking. But now, even in my life after that hike, I am stronger and I can make decisions a lot easier because ultimately the decision is what photo to use. It's not, should I grab my knife or should I grab my bear spray to go protect myself from whatever's out there, So the decisions in life are so much easier to make after going through a thru hike, after doing that, where your life is kind of on the line sometimes. So, but yeah, there's so many positive attributes to thru hiking.
Do you think that decision, I'm just going to call it a decision issue, is because you want to live up to other people's standards and you don't know which one would work best and which one everybody would like best, or I'm just gonna go with that. And once you went on the trail, it didn't matter what anybody thought anymore.
Yes. Yeah, I before the trail, I was a little indecisive in a lot of life decisions. And I did care. I mean, it's Los Angeles. It's like ego central of the world. Everybody cares about what other people think of them. And especially with social media is crumbling our society. But everybody is so worried about what other people think of them. And like I said, when you go on a thru hike, when you do a big hike, you get stripped down to a point where you don't give a shit. You know, I don't think I've ever smelled so bad in my entire life. I mean, the worst it got was in the Olympics. I had trench foot. It was raining. I was sweating, and I was wearing a poncho, and I had to pee so bad, and I couldn't get my poncho undone to get my pack off, and I was tangled. And when I stop, my body lets go, and I've got to pee in 5 seconds. And I'm trying to untangle myself with my poncho, and I'm sweating, and I smell myself, and I literally start pissing myself. I am pissing myself, you know, because I cannot get my pants down. I can't get my poncho off. I can't get my pack off. Everything's tangled. I start crying, pissing, stinking. I'm sweating. It's freezing, you know. And some gentleman passed by, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Not today," you know, but I was okay looking like that. I was okay being that. And I just told him, I said, "I'm pissing myself." I literally said, "I'm pissing myself right now," you know, and that was probably the lowest point on the PNT. But I wasn't embarrassed. I didn't care, you know, I'm almost done with this hike. I don't care. So coming back to when I came back to society, I really don't give a shit what people think of me at all, like at all, you know. I've been called pretentious. I've been called on YouTube when people aren't the nicest. But it's like everything I do with goodness in my heart. I never mean to hurt anybody. If anything, I want to inspire people to take on their own adventures. So I know my mission for what I want to do in life is very positive. I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. And I care very little for people that judge me. Life's too short, you know. I really don't care. And being in a situation where you're pissing yourself in the middle of the woods and just crying, you get broken down. You get broken down. But I loved that. I wanted that, and I got it. Yeah. I mean, and it also too makes you, you know, in this day and age, if a woman has to use the restroom, she has to ask everybody at the table, who would like to go with me to go to this bathroom break. Let's make it a bathroom party. All the girls go with her, and they have a bathroom party, you know. I considered a restaurant anywhere in the world by myself and have a meal alone and not even look at my phone. Like, I'm so much more comfortable, you know, because I spent so much time alone. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even that much time. It was 3 months, you know, but I'm completely comfortable just being myself, you know. Yeah, whereas girl in the freezer, she literally would be like, what do you need? You know, just kissing ass. Like, my part-time job was kissing ass. But now I'm just such a more stronger person with more direction. And it is getting broken down. I got completely broken down. Yeah.
Do you have a name for this book you're writing?
I do. The book I'm writing is on the PNT, but it is a book that even if you are not a hiker, I want to be able, you know, somebody to be able to enjoy it. So, the different sections of the trail, Glacier National Park, the Pasayten Wilderness, the North Cascades, the Olympics, what I learned about myself, about life in each of those sections, and how I got broken down, and just an adventure book about this journey of, I start the book off where I'm sample girl in the valley, so it's me getting stuck in the freezer, and then I end on that night, like, just sitting in front of, like, the world, like I was on top of the world, and having all this space I can't even see out, you know, all the space in the world. So it's going from that to that. Right now, the name of the book, it's called Chasing Storms, because a lot of the PNT, it's all mountains and it's very stormy. And so sometimes I was climbing a mountain and everyone's coming down the mountain because there's a storm rolling in, and I had to go up the mountain and over to my camp. And so a lot of times I literally had to go right into storms to continue. I can't go back. I'm going to lose time. I'm going to lose miles. So it's called Chasing Storms currently, because that's what I did. I literally had to go right through them. Abercrombie Mountain in particular. Yeah. Hey! But we'll see. Maybe next year it'll be done. It'll be like a quick read kind of thing. But yeah.
You just said Girl in the Freezer. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a good name for a book.
Girl in the Freezer?
You're writing a book.
Oh yeah, Girl in the Freezer. Yeah, girl in the free. Or maybe just call it Skeeter.
Yeah.
Skeet. Just call it Skeeter.
Nobody would have any idea what that's about.
Have a picture of me with my poncho on in the middle of pissing myself. Yeah, Skeeter. No.
One thing I wanted to talk about was something that I experienced at the end of my first hike, which was PNT2, coming back to regular life. That was all I wanted to talk about. It was like all I could talk about was through hiking. Like, this is everything. Everybody should do this and know about this.
Yeah.
And I had a hard time because nobody could relate to me.
Yeah.
And I had a hard time kind of like reintegrating back into society because I had like completely changed my whole worldview and just my priorities and what I thought about and everything. It took me a while. Did you experience any of that?
Yeah, after the PNT, coming back to civilization, the one big thing I noticed was I was very calm. I had a lot of anxiety pre-PNT. Coming back, very little rattled me. I was very calm and I was very patient. Like, I would sit and talk to my friends and hear their stories, and I was extremely calm. And even coming back to a city like Los Angeles, that adjustment is so big. But I was at peace. I was completely at peace with myself. I had no expectations, nothing. I was completely at peace. I just did something amazing, completely at peace. And I learned that I would talk about the PNT when people wanted to talk about it, but I never said, thru hiking isn't for everybody. You can't say like, thru hiking will change your life. It'll change your life, because it's not for everybody. I can usually tell in meeting a person if I think they could handle it. Usually fairly quickly, if the reasons are right for doing it. I want to hike because I want to blow up my Instagram. I want to take all these pictures and just blow up my Instagram. No, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it a day. You're not going to make it. The reasons have to be right. So it's not for everybody. Reasons have to be right. I never push through hiking on people because it's a lot. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But some people, their mentality, the way they're wired, to them it's like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to get dirty and sleep on the ground and in the woods? I'm like, I don't know. I must be crazy. I don't push it on them. It's not worth it. It's not worth the energy. But there are some people that, especially on Instagram, when I was down, I had a lot of, especially women, write me, say, I want to do this. And I would just look at who they were on their Instagram. And there were some women I was like, you have to. You would value it. You could get it. You could grasp it. And there were some women who, no, I don't think so. I have to be honest. Go camping. Go camping, But yeah, I am calm. I'm calm and I'm at peace. Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
It's great.
Yeah.
Has that lasted? Do you feel it kind of fading the farther away you're from the trail?
It's lasted definitely to some degree. Whenever I look at photos of the trail, especially that one picture I took of myself at the very end, I will tear up sometimes because I remember that moment of, I was so skinny. I had no weight on me. I was free. I was completely free. So in certain things will trigger me. If I meet someone from Washington or Montana, all the memories of going through Montana, and then I become, happy. A lot of times, currently, I love the coast, so I'll go camping along the coast up by Carpinteria and Santa Barbara. And I have a new appreciation for the outdoors that I never had, pre-PNT. So I have a new appreciation. So when I'm even going on day hikes, I have that appreciation for the wilderness. But yeah, sometimes I get stressed. And I'm not calm. My job is stressful, but I get triggered where I'm able to come down and remember everything that I had been through on that trail. And Yeah. And then I feel that calmness again. I don't know.
Have a process of what, like breathing or focusing on your breath. Like some people have that process of calming themselves down. Do you have a process, or do you just feel it come down?
I just kind of feel it come down. I've gotten really good, and this is a talent, this is a skill. I have gotten really good at when I am having anxiety, because you're gonna have anxiety. I can't say I've never had anxiety since the trail. That's not true. I live, especially right now, I'm working on a project that's causing anxiety. I can get out of it very quickly. I don't live in it. I don't
like realize that you're in it and you're just like, I need to get out.
Yeah. I'll watch YouTube videos. I will, whatever is causing that, I'll get up, I'll leave the room. If I'm having something in my house, I'll take my dog and we'll go for a 2-mile run. Physically, I'll get it out of myself. I can get it out of myself quick. And that is a skill. When you realize, okay, I'm sinking again, to get yourself out. And yeah, I think I wasn't able to do that pre-trail. I just lived in it for years. I just lived in it. You know, it became comfortable. But now it's like I can get out of it. I do, it's hard for me to meditate because I do have like ADD and I have a lot of energy. I've been running every morning. That is my meditation that has saved me, is running 3.5 miles and physically pushing myself. And I'll do yoga. I love yoga for that calmness. But it is that trail taught me, it took me to a place of extreme calmness. So now I know what that feels like. So I can bring my body back to that point because I know what it feels like. So, Denali's helped a lot, my dog, you know, cause she forces me to get out. But yeah, and I'm looking forward to doing another thru-hike, not in the States. Too many people. But I know I'll grasp that obviously easier and yada yada. But yeah, I have more control over my life. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm gonna send you guys should see it's 3 minutes. It's the letter I wrote to the trail. I put it in a video form. Yeah, that's a great one. That shows all my best shots, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of the videos, one thing I wanted to ask you is, do you hope to like accomplish anything with your YouTube channel? Do you have any kind of long-term goals with that?
Oh, yes. I started my YouTube channel, again, as a way just to be creative. And yeah, YouTube really inspired me and helped me. Ultimately, I would love to have a show on Netflix or Amazon or Hulu. I was a massive Anthony Bourdain fan, huge. When he passed away, that was a turning point for myself. But I would love to create an outdoor adventure show that inspires people to challenge themselves. So about having no plans and just going out and experiencing the world and people and meeting people and film that and actually produce a show out of that. And not necessarily through hiking, but more adventure and exploration. I hate the word travel because I think of airports and long lines. I don't like the word travel. I like the word explore. And I feel like people should be exploring more, pushing themselves, but also valuing the earth, the planet, understanding it, you know? And so, yeah, I'd love to have, hey, Denali. I'd love to produce my own show, probably 24 minutes, content for a streaming service, ultimately. My YouTube channel is literally just for fun. I make $20 a month off of it. I hardly make anything. It is purely just to create, just to experiment with cameras and just to create stuff. But ultimately, I'm starting to partner with brands. I did a video with Chaco and Women Who Explore, and then I do a little bit with Jetboil. So I'm partnering and just building my database of contacts and in the outdoor community. But ultimately, I want to, turn it into a network show. Yeah.
That's something that I'd like to do at some point too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, somebody has to.
Yeah.
You know, it's such good. These outdoor enthusiasts, it's such good content. They've got stories. Even if you don't hike, people could relate to that. You know, even that passion for the outdoors. You know, because human stories will always sell.
Yeah.
You know. people love human stories.
Yeah, we've been talking about kind of turning some of this stuff into a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even these interviews, we just turn them into a podcast too, and then maybe that would continue on into just
totally.
interviewing people about nature stories.
Yeah.
Kind of how it's affected their lives and stuff.
Yeah, because the outdoor community, the thru-hikers, they're such interesting. They're great people, you know. Yeah, they so much good content.
Stories are endless.
Yeah, I could write a book on the people I met, you know, and just that dynamic of you changed my life, I changed your life, you know, just that give and take of just incredible people that just want to help you. And the world is good. I mean, especially as women, it's ingrained, like, don't go alone. When I was a kid, don't go anywhere alone. Don't go anywhere alone, you know? Don't go anywhere alone. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous world. I mean, bless my mother, but, and rightfully so, you know? But in this new culture, it's not about saying that to little girls or little boys. It's about, hey, this world sometimes is unfair. Prep yourself. Know what you're getting yourself into. Educate yourself. You know how to handle yourself. Don't do it because it's scary, but go do it. But know your shit. Know your shit.
Yeah.
It's a much more empowering message than just like, be scared.
Be scared, you know? Yeah, I get a lot of messages from women like, I could never do that. I could never go alone. You could. If you wanted to, you could. You're scared.
Yeah.
So do it. And then you won't be scared. You know? Just do it. Don't be fearful. Yeah. But I'm scared of planes, earthquakes, and snakes. So for me, you know, everyone has fear, but yeah, don't live your life in fear. Yeah.
Could you talk about some of the extra challenges of filming your hike?
Oh God, yeah. I'm a shooter. I've got cameras out the yin yang. I love filming, but I said to myself, I do not want to film. I want to bring my cameras on that hike. I need a break. I want to completely unplug. And of course, what did I do? I filmed the whole thing. I filmed everything on my iPhone. So I didn't bring my cameras. I had a DJI Osmo Action where I did some water stuff because it's waterproof. But other than that, like, I didn't want to carry my gear. I didn't want to be charging batteries. I didn't want to drone anything. It's illegal. I didn't want that on my shoulders, you know. They got she's fixed.
No.
Danella, you just letting it happen? But it's that's why I love YouTube. It's tough to film things. It's tough to film adventures. And I give so much credit even to you guys filming. It's a lot of work. And I did not want that stress. So I filmed everything with an iPhone. I said to myself, when I'm hiking, every hour, take your iPhone out and just film what you're doing and where you are. So I had footage. So that's what I did. Every hour or two, I'd film for 60 seconds. Me walking, me doing something. I committed to that. And then every night before I went to bed, I took my phone out and I wrote 3 sentences of what happened that day. Just 3. I committed to 3 sentences in my tent before I went to bed. And then at the end, I had all these sentences, the date and the sentence. And I made my parents a book, a hardcover book, with the little sentence on one side and a photo to represent that day. So they have this big, this hardcover book, and they just flip through the pages to read that little sentence and to show a photo. And that's my whole journey, you know. I have to write a bunch, but yeah, everything on an iPhone, DJI Osmo, kept it very manageable. I'm all about quality content, like nice cameras, but I gave that up for this hike. It was more important to me to do that and focus on that rather than getting the shot. I gotta get the shot. I gotta set my camera up and walk across that ridge. It's gonna take an extra hour. I didn't want that, you know? Everything's handheld, raw. I committed to that. I accepted it's not gonna be the best quality, but it'll be exciting nonetheless, you know?
That was probably wise.
Yeah.
Because doing this hike and having to film everything.
And it's wet, it's cold, yeah.
I don't think I could do a hike and not film it, but it would be really great to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's so much extra work.
It's so much
work.
work.
It does take the enjoyment out of it sometimes.
Yeah. You have to, I gotta shoot this sunset, you know? I gotta go run, get my camera, and then midway through I gave up doing that. I said,
Miss a shot. You feel so disappointed.
Yeah.
but then why? So other people can see it. Yeah. But there's so many sunsets, you know? There's so many sunsets. So if I miss one, I'll get the next one. There was one, though. Best sun of my life, Baker Lake. Sunset, I'll text you guys the photo. It's definitely worth it. It's purple, orange. In this little, I was alone on this campsite on Mount Baker. I had the lake to myself, and I see this little paddle boarder come into my frame. I was like, hey, look at this. And he looks at me, it's amazing. And I took these photos of him with this sunset, and it is the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. And I was taking photos. I said, put the phone down. I got the shot, put the phone down, and just sat there for 15 minutes and just watched it drop. And yeah, so I said to myself, get the shot, and put it down. Don't keep clicking, because you know it. So I committed to that. Take 3 frames, put it down. Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
Just experience it with your own eyes.
Yeah, if I do the Te Araroa next year, I won't bring cameras. Phone. I'll get a really nice phone though. You know, but I'll commit to the phone. Yeah. Oh, you have some audio issues now.
Yeah. I think we're about done. I had one more question. We'll do that. Do you think society in general understands the potential that can be found in the wilderness as far as kind of healing yourself and just the benefits that can be found out there?
No. I think, well, if we understood that, why are we cutting down our trees? Why are we ignoring our planet literally on fire? Why are we starting fire? Why are we going out there and starting fires and burning down half of California? You know, it's like people have no idea that this world is naive. You know, they're zeroed in on nothing. You know, our planet is suffering. You know, I do so much for animal rights. We're just killing our planet. We're killing our animals. We're killing everything. People have no idea, you know? And it's great when you meet people who do have an idea of what the wilderness can do, you know, but not enough people, you know? I can't tell you how many times I don't go hiking in Los Angeles anymore. I refuse. That Hollywood sign hike, the last time I did it was even knowing what the PNT was. I don't do that hike anymore. Every time I just remember people littering, you know. People don't respect her. They don't respect her. You know, this day and age, it's like this planet is just going in a direction that it's incredibly sad. But this new generation coming in, this hippie generation, these young kids coming in that I think understand more of the severity of the state of our earth. They understand a little bit more. My mother's generation, my father's generation, no. You know? No, they don't get it. They don't understand. Let's just keep firing coal into the air and toxins into the, you know, they don't care, you know? But I think this new generation is more in tune with, I think, animals. They're more like the veganism, you know, this whole, especially in Los Angeles, everyone's a vegan, which I love, but fake vegans sometimes, but not enough appreciation currently. There's not enough appreciation for the planet, for the earth. It's sad. It's very sad. There are people stepping up, but not enough. And so what I love about thru-hikers is they have the appreciation. You know, they live in it. They understand it, you know? Day hikers, they got their big packs. They got their, you know, cups hanging off their pack, and they got their crap that they don't need. You know, they'll go out, they'll leave trash, and they don't value it, you know? You gotta live in it to value it, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I wish more people understood, you know, what the wilderness, you know, we would be nothing. Human beings, we need trees, we need clean water, we need that to survive, you know? It's like, there was an oil spill in Huntington Beach last week. It's like that whole area is just polluted now. It's all we're doing that, you know? And so that's why I like thru hikers. They understand. You could talk the talk with them about the earth, about the trees, about the animals. You can talk the talk, and they understand just the importance of it all. They respect it. They respect it. Even now in my own yard, like, I hate pulling weeds out. You know, I just respect her, you know? But you never know. I mean, this new generation, I mean, come on, guys. But yeah, it's a sad time, but it's also an exciting time with the green movement and people striving to make a difference. The platform of Facebook, Instagram, social media, the platform given to these individuals who are trying to make a change. And you see people after they go on a thru hike, usually they get on the green bandwagon and they suddenly a newfound appreciation. But it is still so much work to be done for people to have the respect that the earth deserves. There's so much more that needs to be done. Yeah.
I think something that I hope to do with this movie actually is to convince people that we shouldn't just save the wilderness or nature because it's the right thing to do, but we should do that because it's good for us and because we need it. And it's almost more of a selfish approach, but I think that will actually be more effective if we can convince people that we need these places for us.
Yeah, we need it for us.
And I think that might be more effective at actually changing people's minds and kind of behaving differently.
Yeah. We yeah. I mean, hey. I mean, I just value Mother Nature because she saved me. She saved my life. You know. So at least I can do is contribute in some way in trying to protect her, doing my part. You know, sometimes you feel like you're not doing anything, but even just sitting here and talking about it might inspire somebody to, hey, pick up your freaking trash. Because if you throw your trash on the ground and I see you, I will come over there and I will go Kill Bill on your ass. And I will plow. No, just kidding. But I will go up to somebody and say, hey, you dropped that. But pre-PNT, I was like, oh, I don't want to say anything. You know? Even walking in my neighborhood, I have something I started called Trashy Ladies. It's still in its infancy, but on the weekends, I'll just go pick up trash. Everybody throws their crap out their window on the main street. I'll just go and pick up, and people are honking their horns. I'm like, stop honking your horns, come and help. But it's nobody's gonna do it. I'll do it, you know? I don't care. I want to go pick up this trash. People will just walk by trash. Oh, germs. I don't want to catch germs on the tissue. I don't know where that's been. Fucking just pick it up, you know? Pick it up. The littlest is pick it up. Don't step over it, you know? Pick it up. It's my one message. Pick it up.
Yeah, we've just on this trip, we've camped at a few, they're not campsites, but it's go to like National Forest Road and find a place to park basically. Yeah. Some of these pull-offs are just full of trash. Yeah. And it's like,
it's gross.
I literally like feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me feel bad just seeing that. You know, one spot we picked it all up.
One spot there was like 20 used condoms.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my god. Those are the worst.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, those are the worst. Yeah. Yeah, people don't care. And it's sad. Mm-hmm. But I like to focus on the people that do care. There are people that care a lot. And that's exciting. And yeah, we need to care. Yeah. Because it's our life. It's what gives us life is the earth. You know, and even people spitting on the ground, I can't stand that. Oh, I can't stand it. But you're spitting on the earth. That's what I look at it as, you know? You're spitting on the earth.
This thing that you have a relationship with.
I have a relationship with her. And I talk to her, you know? And on that last night when I said goodbye to her, I remember I verbally said out loud, I said, you know, because I was like so emotional, like, because when you're leaving the trail, it's hard. I said to her, I will be back. I will be back. You know, and even now I feel like, you know, I'm surrounded by green and I feel she's here, but I want to go on another adventure with her, you know? So I said, I will be back. This is not goodbye. This is just,
see you later.
Fare thee well. What does Bob Dylan say? Fare thee well. I'll see you when I see you. Yeah. So.
Anything else? Anything else you want to say?
I'm trying to think. I think that's all. Hopefully you can turn that into something.
Cover your story well enough about thru hiking, and then kind of how it has affected you afterwards.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Man, you gotta go through all that. And you got 2 cameras. Oh my god, that's even worse.
Yeah, the storage space just adds up like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely. I don't know how much screen time I'll get, but definitely enough to, add to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was major. The other little thing that kind of, which is with thru hiking, is people look at you like you're crazy. Like, oh, you're crazy. You're just hiking all those miles. You're crazy. I would never live in the web. I'm never crazy. And I used to think there was something wrong with me. Like, maybe I was gonna, well. But now it's like, I'm like, thank you. Like when somebody says you're absolutely nuts, thank you. You should try it. You should try it. You should try it. Nobody was ever successful not being crazy, not doing something crazy, So I embrace when people say I'm crazy. Because it's better than being absolutely boring and like not doing anything, You have to be crazy. You have to be crazy. That's how things get done. That's how you can inspire, educate, motivate people. You have to do something crazy. And I hope everybody in their lifetime, wherever they are in life, I hope they do something wild and crazy that they think they can never do. Yeah.
That's a good message.
Yeah.
I think I was lucky or something when I decided to do the PNT. Nobody ever told me that. I think a lot of people didn't quite understand it, but mostly what I got was support.
Yeah.
And they said, like that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't start hearing those messages of doubt or like crazy until the CDT. I remember telling a couple people what we were doing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry for you."
Yeah. I think it's a woman thing, to be honest. Like, oh, women being out there. I didn't have a gun. I was in Yak, Montana. There's like a mercantile and like a bar. And I remember it was 10 in the morning and I'm sitting at the bar and I'm just having breakfast. I was staying in one of the cabins and these 3 older gentlemen come in. They're packing heat on both sides. Just these guns on both sides. And they come sit at the bar and they get shots of whiskey. 10 in the morning, shots of whiskey. They walk in and be like, 3 shots. And I'm sitting there like eating my toast. Like, And they take a shot and and I'm like, gentlemen, it's 10:30 in the morning. What do you have planned today? And one guy's like, taking some shots, go shoot some shit. And I was like, like I kind of want to tag along to see how this day unfolds, And they had this whole conversation about you got to have a gun. You're crazy not to have a gun. I said, I think I'm more badass because I don't have a gun and I'm out there, and like you're crazy, girl. And I was like, it feels pretty good. I know it's not for everybody to be this crazy going in the woods without a gun, but thank you. I take it as a compliment,
I think that's everybody's first reaction. You bringing a gun?
You bringing a gun?
Like the first question everybody's.
Yeah, I don't know anything about a gun. I never shot a gun before,
It's a lot of weight.
It's a lot.
Do you understand how much weight?
Do you know how much a gun weighs? That's like 10 Snickers bars I could bring. Yeah, I thought about bringing a bow. I shoot bow and arrow, like archery. Yeah. I could have brought my bow. That would look badass. I'm not going to shoot anything. It just looks badass,
Warrior princess.
I got my bow, Oh my god, that's so funny. I got my bow and arrow. I can teach you guys how to shoot this, Give me one of those whiskey shots. Let's go, Let's go shoot. I'm ready to shoot some shit, you guys. I don't know about you. Yeah, it was, those 3 guys, like, you're crazy, girl.
It's funny when you meet somebody who just fits the stereotype so perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like, are you acting right now? Or is this really who you are?
Wait, am I on like a hidden camera show? And he's just like beard, and like a cowboy hat. just have John like, and I'm like, oh. It's like from a movie, you know? I feel like I'm in a Western. And me, like this girl from LA with my little backpack, you know, hiking this trail. And I start conversations just with everybody. That's why I never felt alone. But yeah, those guys are Montana. But it was fun, you know? Yeah, I think I said at one point, like, don't shoot me. I'm going to be out there, you know, I know you guys have been drinking whiskey at 10 in the morning. Just be careful. And, yeah, it was just funny. Like, no, we go shoot trees. And I was like, all right, let's go shooting trees. You know, anyway.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Anything else?
I mean, I think that's it. I said a lot.
That's some good stuff.
I literally can rattle. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I really think that's kind of it.
If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to subscribe, where you'll find a lot of videos that have similar themes.